Guten Abend, it's Nick here, and we're looking at V-Rally 97 Championship Edition on the PlayStation 1, sent into the channel by YouTuber Longrod von Hugenden. This one was published by Infogames in 1997, and was the bestseller in the charts for 3 weeks, I think, round about that time. It's 1 player or 2 player with unique split screen, which its rival Colin McRae's Rally didn't have. You have a choice of 11 different World Rally cars and 10 different locations to race in. 2 sequels that I know of, V-Rally 2 and V-Rally 3. Now, I played V-Rally 3 on the Game Boy Advance and it was marvellous, so quite keen to see what V-Rally 1 looks like on the PlayStation. Now, I haven't played this very much, so prepare yourself for pretty crappy gameplay. So which 3 races should we do here? Oh, that looks quite pretty. I think there's about, well, there's 10 different locations, as I said here, split into 3 different stages. You've got snow, rain and all sorts of things. So for 1997 it got the series off to a good start, although I have to say, side by side, I prefer the Colin McRae series really. This one's slightly more arcadey, I think a little bit more trickier to control as well. The controls are a little bit sensitive. On these I always find it hard when to use the handbrake, when to brake and so forth. But it's on rookie mode as we go to Indonesia. What could possibly go wrong? Well, a lot actually. Well, I'm on minimum gears. This setup doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not really a big petrol head. Loose springs, tight springs, soft springs, gear ratios, it's all Greek to me. Sometimes in Formula 1 games I've got a bit of a handle on it, because you can go out and do a couple of laps and get some feedback straight away. But rally cars, who knows? Sometimes I find it a bit tricky to know where I'm going. So we've got 3 opponents on this. Unlike Colin McRae where we all went off separate, here we're all going off at the same time. So here we go. 2 views, this view and this view. I'm not sure which one I prefer. It certainly seems a lot quicker on this view. Oh dear. Now there's no map here showing me where to go, so I'm really reliant on these this co-pilot shouting out the directions. Whoops. Now it's very tricky to talk and see where you're going at the same time. But we've maintained 2nd place. This game is, well, it's brilliant, isn't it? You can feel the bumps. Whoops. There's probably a good way of doing all these bends. So there's a variety of different bends which range from easy rights, easy lefts, medium lefts and rights, and really tight, well, U-turn things. Handbrake corners, I would say. Quite easy to roll the car. Oh, a nice bit of floats. What's it called? Lens flare there. I think that's put in by J. Abrams. Now, dearie me. As long as that car stays ahead of me, I've got a bit of a rough idea where the track's going to go. But I'm doing a lot better on this than I thought I would. Now, it's not the best race by me or at any standards, but I'm hanging in there. I thought I was going to do, I was going to do 3 races in the championship, and I thought I was going to come 4th each time. I still might, because we're only on lap 1 of 3. But you can set higher laps if you wish. Now, like all games like this, the more you practice, the better you get, and you do get quite a lot of satisfaction if you can go around at speed on this. Cars look a bit blocky, but as I said, it's 1997. Can I get past this person? Blimey. Oh, he just touched me there. See, if you crash into the scenery, you'll lose quite a lot of time. So that's 1 lap done. But it's a good game, this. It's a great one. You know, on the 2-week roundup, there's already a bit of competition for 1st place. Who's going to get it? Don't know at this stage. I like that sun there. I have to shield my eyes, although it's on the computer. No reverse views that I know of, so I can't see who's behind me and how close. One niggle is on the top right. I'm trying not to glance at it too much as I go around here, but on the top right, if you're behind, it shows you your gap to the next car, which is all pretty handy if you know when to speed up or how far you're catching up. The one quibble I have now is if you're in the lead, it doesn't show that gap. It just says 0, so it's no use to you. But look at this. It moves at a hell of a lick in this view. No pop-up. Graphics are gorgeous for the time period. Lovely, lovely game. This game gets a bit trickier when it's raining. I'm going around a lot of these corners a lot slower than I could probably get away with, but I just want to make a half decent gameplay of this compared to usual. Now, I didn't think I was going to win any races. In practice, I come fourth every single time. So perhaps I'm getting gradually better, but I've only been playing this for half a day. Easy left. Now, this car, I don't know if it's front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. There's an option to have four-wheel drive cars with more power. But I think on rookie mode, which I'm on, I think it makes it a bit more difficult. Just take your time on here. But it's learning the track, knowing what direction to go in, because there's a lot of shadows crossing here. Sometimes on my earlier goes, I turn left when it was right and so forth. Right, 1 lap to go. 45.16 seconds. Now we're on championship mode, which I'm sure you've noticed, but there is an option to do time trial. So if you want to learn each track, first of all, whoops, you can do that and gradually improve. Now this game would be very satisfying to do it on manual gears on the top difficulty mode, which I'm sure some people watching who played this game religiously may have done at the time, but please bear in mind, I haven't played this very much. I don't think I'm doing too bad for a rookie, to be honest. I think I could get good at this game if I played and played and played, but I don't have the time. We have a lot of games to review. But you know, I suppose playing it like this, although I say I prefer Colin McRae's Rally, I'm not quite so sure now as I get gradually more used to it. But this game is one of those contenders, when we finally sort out Tomb Raider 2, it's one of those contenders to be a blundering series, really. Easy left. A lot of easy left. This first track is quite welcoming, actually. There's not too many tight bends, the track's fairly wide. I like the way that the trees aren't repeating too much. Normally you have about 3 or 4 different types of trees and you start recognising them. There's quite a few different ones here. Really gives a good sense of being there, but as I say, this view looks much faster than the chase view. And I think I find this a bit easier, actually. The speed is in kilometres an hour. There's an option to change that, if you will, to miles per hour. But as I said, in the car setup, I haven't got a blinking clue. I suppose if you have a lot of tight bends, you'd want a shorter gear ratio with a quicker acceleration where top speed wasn't too much of an issue. First! Well, that's the first time I've done that. It does a replay at the end of each race if you want to watch. But I can tell you something for nothing. Well, they were quite close behind me. I'm not going to come first in every race here. Probably come fourth in the next 3. So we'll do 3 races. Hooray! So it's pretty successful so far. I don't know what this car is. A boxy car. Boom! Yes, by Infogames in 1997. Brilliant. I think this sequel came out in the Game Boy Color, you know. Don't know what that looked like. Right, here we go. Still in Indonesia. I'm sure you recognise it. Go! Right, so let's just try and stay with the other cars as long as possible. Now, the loading times on this game is quite quick, so I'm quite surprised about that. So the PlayStation did punch above its weight sometimes. Although this is being played on a PlayStation 3, I have to admit. Right, 4 cars again.
3, 2, 1.
Right, seems like I start third each time. Right, okay, he's crossed over me. So we're a bit later in the day now. Whoop! Oh, dearie me. See, if you get a car shunt, it might put you back miles. So this time you can see my gap. So I'm 1.76 seconds behind. Keep an eye on that. 1.96 now. 2.2. Oh dear, it's going the wrong way. Yes, this is very unfamiliar. So it's quite easy in this game if you overforce it to try and catch up, and then you have a massive accident. Oh, they're just gradually losing me here. This is more like my normal gameplay of this game. Oh dear, speed up, Nick. It's knowing when to drift around these corners. I'm just easy. Oops! Oh dear. And I've been spun round. I tell you something, I'm never going to see the rest of the field again, I don't think. How much time did we lose there? Let's switch to this view. Switch even. I must have knocked some of my teeth out in that last crash. 13.2, oh dear. It's all about practice now. This is a practice session for me. Whoops, daisy. Oh, I feel sorry for the gardener here. Nick, I am Drunken Woodsman. Let's get back onto this mode. This is the mode we know. Broom, broom. Now, there don't seem to be too many people on the side of the track. I see that in rallying all the time, really. fans off the side of the track on some of these really sharp corners. There's some there. I'll tell you something. On the inside it's not so bad, but still dangerous. But standing on the outside, that's just crazy talk. I mean, you wouldn't catch me doing that. Someone loses it, driving around like I'm doing, and you're dead. Right, 19.5 seconds behind. Are we going to cut into that? I think the answer is no. Easy ride. Nothing's easy for me, sir. We need a nitro or a turbo or a shortcut or something. What's the frame rate on this? It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Ooh, I mean, when I jumped, because the jump I made, natural progression, was Spectrum to the Amiga. That jump was absolutely huge. And in terms of the graphics, I should say. And then the Amiga to the PlayStation, that jump was absolutely huge. PlayStation to PlayStation 2, that jump was absolutely huge. PlayStation to PlayStation 3, that was big as well. 3 to 4, I haven't done that yet, but I don't think the jump's as big. But it's still worth it. So I think we've been living through, people of my age and maybe 10 years earlier, I think we've been living through a bit of a industrial revolution, but a computer revolution. The next big step is when you don't look at a screen at all, when it's all in a headset. Which we're probably near that already, aren't we? Whoa! Right, that gap's still about 19 seconds, so if I hadn't had those crashes, I'd probably be still hanging on to them. Whoops! Look like the crowd didn't even flinch then. And I bet why are they standing there every race? Right. See, that fence is rather robust. In the real world, I would have flipped over that and well, done myself a mischief. 21 seconds now. Oh dear. 4th place. I was looking good in the championship there. So Colin McRae's rally, also on the PlayStation, that's done on time through the different stages. This is just done on points, depending on what position you come on each stage. Got it? So they both feel slightly different. Good lighting on this one. Snow stages get a bit mischievous. But V-Rally on the Game Boy Advance, if you've got a Game Boy Advance, get V-Rally free. That's absolutely sensational. My preferred view, which this game doesn't have, whether the later V-Rallies do, my preferred view is slightly higher angle than this, where you can actually see the steering wheel, so it's a cockpit view. This is like on the bumper, I think, so it's ever so slightly lower than I'd ideally prefer, but it's pretty exciting, gives a good sense of speed. Easy ride. Right, this is the last lap, if you hadn't noticed. There we go, 22.5 seconds behind, so that wasn't very clever. First and last. Yep, we'll do one more race there. Sorry for the hopeless gameplay. When was the last time you played this one? If you haven't played it for 20 years and you got it, put it on now and see how you get on. You're probably about the same as me. If you're much better, comment below and be smug about it. Say you won every race. No, actually don't. No, yeah, do. Who cares? Right, here we go. This is the last race. Let's make it count. Let's not end up in a massive accident or something. Then I'll have to take the week off work and that would be an absolute disaster. Would it? The answer to that is no. Oh, it's raining. So steering will be a bit tricky. Right, let's hang on to them this time. Don't get involved in any crashes. Hang on to this leader. I don't know what driver it is. Whoops. I do not know this track. Oh, I've been tagged. I've been tagged a la Toca Touring Cars 2. Right, I'm still in 3rd place though. That was unfair. Obviously I was going too slow. Right, let's hang on to this red car. Easy left. Right. There's no which speed to go around these. Should I take a wide angle or narrow? Right, okay. Stay with me, red car. Don't go anywhere. Oh, I'm quicker than him around here, am I? No, he's got... Well, that's not too bad. I've held him quite well. See, it's impossible to know what fault... Oh, here we go. Got him under braking. God, I don't think I broke at all. Right, so I'm 6 seconds behind the leader. God knows how far I'm in front of 3rd place. Right, now it's a very tight corner here. Poodles around. Accelerate. Gradually catching up the leader, but really gradually. No, it's wavering on 6 seconds, is it? Don't want to overcook it. 2nd place would be good. But that's loser talk. We want to win here. This is a big, nice straight.
Hard left.
Yeah, I like this game. I like it. I wasn't so sure at the start. Even during the review, I'm even more into it. Like a lot of games like this, you got to learn to handle the cars properly. You know, although all these different games of race car simulations trying to accurately recreate the. Oops, that's not good. Yeah, they're trying to accurately recreate the physics of a car. They all feel slightly different. Which one is the most accurate? Who knows? So I'm in third place after all that. Let's just try and maintain that then. Yeah, I'm over 6 seconds behind. Oops, oh, Nicky. Where's fourth place? Must be having a mare. That's 2 big shunts I've had and he's still nowhere in sight. Maybe he got a flat tyre. He must be right behind me, surely. Yeah, God, rallying in real life, you certainly earn your money, wouldn't you? Look at this. Roll the car anywhere. I think it's one of the bravest sports, isn't it? Uneven road and so forth. Whoop. I've really got to learn how to use the handbrake better. Easy right. God, you really have to concentrate here. Tight one. Oh, almost turned in too early there. Yeah, second place is long gone. I'm not going to catch him. So we've got this lap and the next lap to do it. Unless he has a crash. Ooh. Yeah. You can change the volume of the engine sounds and the music as well. Haven't got music up particularly loud. I like hearing the engine sounds of these games a lot more. Gives you more of a sense of, well, realism. Doing this on manual gears, you'd have to have your reflexes top-notched up. One more lap, okay. Let's see what we can do on this lap. Are you learning the lap? I'm sort of. I know the first bit. Do they have palm trees in Indonesia? I'll have to take that for granted. Whoa, oh, oh. Oh dear, almost lost it. The front end wiggled a bit there. Yeah. PlayStation 1 doesn't... You can't control these games with analog joysticks, unfortunately. So it's left and right, which isn't the precisest thing in the world for a rally and racing game. I'm not sure if you can get a steering wheel fixed up with this. I bet you could, you know. If you played this game with a racing steering wheel, comment below. Tell us your feelings of it. How accurate was it, or did it make the game harder? Racing pedals and a steering wheel. I'd love to have that set up on a game like this. Whoops. Yep. Okay, well, fourth place must be rubbish if he's behind me. Easy right. Thank you. I just need to get to the end of the lap now. Nice weather conditions, good graphics. Nice sound, engine's realistic, controls aren't too bad, got a bit of a... I'll say it's a shallow learning curve really. I'm a bit of a slow learner when it comes to computer games, but I'm starting to get the hang of this. I think a couple of evenings on this and it'll just bring you up to professional standard. There's the finishing line, third place, so what did it come? First, fourth and third, so it wasn't disastrous, but it wasn't brilliant gameplay either. Brum brum. Yeah, my best lap was the last lap by far. Look at that, 10 seconds quicker. If I had another go, I'd probably be first every time. Let's just say that that is right. So there we go, I come last in the championship. Bloody hell, that's not fair. Anyway, I hope you liked having a look at that one. That was a really good game, actually. That was V-Rally 97 Championship Edition on the PlayStation 1, published by Infogames in 1997. Thanks for watching as always, it is always appreciated. Please put any comments below if you've got any, and rate if you want, and subscribe if you must. If you have subscribed already, then a big thank you to you. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.